Eternal here with a live developer commentary for monsterscape version 1.0, which is the thing that I released 3 months ago, and honestly I probably should have released this like right after, but I didn't. So here it is. I guess this is also a live Q&A session, except no one's going to show up because I'm streaming at midnight, and I guess I'm also testing stream software, which I hope works because I don't want to re-record this again. So yeah, here's the main menu. It's pretty standard. We have, it says it's the main menu. We tell you the version number because why not, and that it's a demo. And originally I didn't have this tooltip here, so everyone thought, all my testers thought that you could only control this with the mouse, which made me really upset because it's a lot less efficient than simply using your keyboard to operate the controls. So that's why that tooltip's there. It's a reminder. And if that's not a good enough reminder, we also have a hotkey test, which isn't really useful, but it exists because I'm trying to remind you once again that there are hotkeys. You can even see on the buttons themselves that there's a really small character that tells you the related hotkey for every button. If you're using a Dvorak keyboard, I'm terribly sorry because I haven't found a good solution for making sure that it all works, because your Q is going to be way differently positioned than where QWERTY keyboards Qs are. So yeah, we have credits. That's pretty much just me and other people's music and stuff. And you may be wondering why the exit button doesn't work. That's because it only works in applications. This is the WebGL build, which apparently you can't even exit. Exit buttons don't work here. So yeah. So let's create a new game. We have to, we'll just call ourselves Eternal because that's my screen name. And it's pretty cool how if you type in your name, it'll update the thing on the left, like with what you type. So yeah, it's pretty standard. And, confirm it. And we have the very first cutscene of the game. It's supposed to give you a sense of urgency. Also, moving my hand from the mouse to Q is pretty awkward, so yeah. Maybe I should figure out a way to fix that. So yeah, there's a sense of urgency. We have our big bad guy doing some very, very terrible things to unnamed individuals. So yeah. I'm not going to read any of this because that's very bad presentation habits. It's a very bad presentation habit. But yeah, when the guy attacks Kitsune, it's an actually coded attack. Like, it's not just a fake attack. They actually took damage. And this is also here to give you a hint for the boss mechanics, because as you can see, we have Kitsune turning around, and then this guy attacks Kitsune, and then suddenly they took a bunch of damage, and now they're in the incapacitated state. So yeah. And right after that, we jump to the player, and you're at camp. So before we actually start exploring, I guess I'll go through everything here. We have the item manager, which unfortunately we don't have any items, so I can't really show anything off. We also have an inventory, which, like with items, we don't have anything there. And so after item manager, I guess I'll look at characters. As for characters, we have the... Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this. There's a bug where the tooltips might get stuck on a particular button, even if you're not hovered over them, which I'm working to fix that in the next version. So we have very standard attributes. Strength increases your basic attack damage. I put basic here because attack can pretty much mean anything like casting a spell, but if you add basic, it's fairly obvious that we're talking about your basic attack. And intelligence is basically strength, but for your spells. As of in this build, agility is a lot more useful than in other games because instead of just determining who goes first, it'll actually give you the potential to make more turns. And we have vitality, which increases life, and we have various resources, such as right now we only have life and experience. So you may be wondering which attribute's the most overpowered. As it turns out, it's actually vitality, which a tester was able to just put all points into vitality, which allowed them to avoid boss mechanics, which, you know, sometimes it's good if it's a really clever technique, you want to reward that, but in this case, the boss is there to teach you that bosses have mechanics, and if you avoid them, you're not going to be ready for any subsequent bosses, which don't exist yet. So yeah, that's the various stats. This is also where you level up, which unfortunately we can't do that yet because we're 0 out of 3 experience points. So I think that's it. We can save in this, but I'm not going to do that because it's pretty short. We also have places, which we haven't discovered anything yet, but we do have one place we can explore, which is ruins, which we have some weighted random numbers. We use a weighted random number generator to determine what outcome we're going to get. So yeah. So this is the bishop enemy, which we can't actually defeat yet, which that's supposed to give like a sense of progression when you actually are able to defeat them. But as of right now, you can't, because if you attack them, they'll just heal themselves up, and it's nearly impossible to kill them without the spell. So yeah. So there's only one option here, which is to flee. Otherwise, you're just gonna be trapped in this battle forever and not be able to do anything. So let's explore again. Now, as we're exploring, you may notice that the time up here is changing. Maybe it should have changed. I forgot what was before morning. I think it was dawn. So it went from dawn to morning, which I might use that to determine what encounters you might see, but right now it's just completely random. So this is a night enemy, which is the only enemy that we can defeat. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of how I currently have it set up, because you have 5 HP and night has 5 HP. So it's pretty much just a button mashing fest. And hopefully you don't get unlucky, because this guy can critically hit you and you might just die to the enemy that you're intended to kill really easily. So we have a level up message here. I didn't have this previously, and some testers didn't notice that they could level up, so I added it. And the gold they give you is random, but I think experience isn't random, which I think that's fine. So there is a looting thing here, but there's nothing to loot from the night, so it's empty. And you can manage your items, because you might want to throw stuff away to be able to add the loot to your inventory, because there is an inventory limit in this game. So yeah, that's our first enemy. We took damage, but we also gained enough experience to level up, so let's do that. So we have various stats. I'm just gonna do intelligence, because that's arguably the worst one right now, because strength increases your attacks and you can attack whenever, but the way spells work right now, with the one spell you can learn in this build, intelligence only boosts your spell's damage by 1, and you can only cast it every 3rd turn, so it doesn't give you as much of a damage increase. So yeah, we're just gonna boost intelligence because I like a challenge. When I test the balance for the bosses, I boost the player to whatever level I think the optimal level to face the bosses, but I don't give them any attribute bonuses. So theoretically, you should be able to beat every boss with whatever build. So yeah, we boosted, but as you can see, we're pretty low life, so we're just gonna rest and rest and rest. And now you may notice that we've rested tonight, and now we can't even explore because it's too dark outside. I didn't have this tooltip before, and testers were wondering why they couldn't explore, so I added this to explain why. So yeah, we go to sleep at the end of a day, and now we're apparently still at 9 because of the floating point rounding stuff. So let's rest one more time to hit 10. So let's explore again, and we have our first potentially non-aggressive NPC in the game. They're the shopkeeper. I'm not going to read this description. I think it's way too long, so I might have to trim that in the later build. I'm not going to skip it though. You may notice that the text moves pretty fast, and that's because I noticed that most people, when they play a game with text that's typed out, they just hold down the button and it makes it go to the fastest speed. So I remedied this by having the text be initially really fast, so you don't even have to hold down a button. So yeah, unfortunately she only sells fruit now because I couldn't figure out any good items to give. Oh wait, she sells fruit and weapons and stuff. So yeah, right now we can afford an apple. We have an old sword that boosts your strength and agility. I don't know how equipping a sword makes you move faster, but it does in this game. And we have armor, which removes one agility. So if you pair these together, you'll have a neutral agility of 0, a net gain of 0. So, I mean, you could equip the sword and you'll get maximum DPS, but I still think if you get both of these, it's a pretty good combination. And we have Tome Smite, which I'm pretty sure this is integer.max value plus 1 gold. So it's impossible to scrounge up this much gold to purchase Smite, which is a spell that you need to progress the game. However, I used to store the saves locally when I had this as only an application that you had to download. And some testers thought they actually had to modify their gold value in the JSON file, which was just, it wasn't encrypted yet, which wasn't my intention. The intention is that you can't buy this tome, so you have to figure out a different way to get it. So yeah, we can also purchase an apple, but I don't think we need to do that. But we could. Actually, I think I'll buy an apple because we need it. So yeah, it also reminds you inventory size, and yeah, it's there somewhere. Yeah, and we can use it or we can toss it. So yeah, it's definitely in our inventory and we can use it. So the other thing is selling, which I didn't implement it yet. So I just have her say, hey, I don't want to buy anything, which is a pretty good cop out. But I also have her explain why she doesn't want to buy anything. So I guess it's okay. And, you know, we can also chat with her and we can also fight her. So I guess initially I'll do the way that you're normally supposed to do it, which is the most obvious way. So obviously she has this Tome Smite somewhere in her giant backpack, so you could fight her and get it from her. You can also have a chat with her, but we won't do that. So yeah, for this, the music is a very distorted, the normal battle music, which I guess it makes it sound really messed up, but that's okay because you're doing something really messed up in killing her. So this is a lot like how Undertale uses, they screw up the music if you're doing anything morally questionable. So I guess this is a reference to that. So Maple won't actually attack you until you attack her, which I think that's pretty cool. She has a boolean that checks to see if you make a strike on her. So yeah, she's actually pretty strong. She has 15 health, and I'm pretty sure she has an apple, so she'll use it. She's programmed to use an apple at 5 life, so that's there to catch you off guard and to, you know, at least give her a small fighting chance. She also has old sword and old armor equipped, which makes her stronger than usual. So yeah, I don't actually think we can. Actually, we might be able to. Actually, I think I'll level up some more because I don't want to get killed. And we're back in Maple. I guess this is a pretty big issue. Sometimes when you want to get the shopkeeper, you only get battle encounters, and when you don't want the shopkeeper, you keep on getting them when you want battle encounters. So I guess a way to fix that in a future build would be to make it so that Maple can only show up like in the morning or something. So there's always a guaranteed way to get the shopkeeper and a guaranteed way to get only enemy encounters. Because otherwise, if you're not lucky, you'll just keep on getting Maple, and you won't be able to level up. So we have night again. This is gonna be way easier because we're hitting 2s and apparently still 1s. So yeah, we have it's an exponential EXP curve, and I don't think we'll be able to win this. You don't get experience unless if you win the entire encounter, so you can't just kill the knight and then run away. I'm pretty sure. I mean, this build is fairly old, so I'm not too sure. So yeah, I guess we're grinding on knights. I mean, this is an RPG, so there should be some amount of grinding. Alright, so we hit level 3, I think. Yeah. I think we can take on Maple now. I mean, we do have an apple to match her apple. But now, of course, the problem is we have to get to Maple, which requires us to be very lucky, because we don't want any enemy encounters. Oh my god, so many knights. Yeah, definitely gonna figure out a way to fix this. However, I mean, we did just level up from all these knights. So maybe there's a plus side. Alright, we got Maple. We can definitely take her on. So yeah, the apple's there to show you that some enemies, you know, this is a lot more complex. And it's not just add 10 health to her and say she uses an apple. The way I have this built, Maple's a character and all characters have inventory. So she actually has an apple in her inventory that she uses if she gets reduced to 5 health. So yeah. So this is fairly simple. She's just gonna fight you, and I guess I'll show this off. If you run away from her, she actually has something set that if you encounter her again, it's only gonna be a fight. Like you can't just smack her with your sword and then go back and buy apples from her. Unfortunately, I have to find her again to show off this feature. So hopefully it doesn't take forever. Alright, well this might take forever. Also, we can actually kill bishops without the ability, but I'll still pick it up. You just have to well, actually, Tay, you do a bunch of damage. So yeah, maybe I should fix up bishops so you can't actually kill them without the spell. So yeah, Maple, you can't buy anything from her, which pretty much means your gold is useless because she's the only shopkeeper around. So yeah, we are gonna take her out because we need that book. Well, actually we don't, but actually why isn't she oh yeah, because she's fairly slow. She has only 1 agility. And there's her eating the apple. Yeah, we have 4 agility, so I think I have it made so that you can move 4 times in the time it takes for her to do 1 action. So yeah, Maple's pretty much dead. Look at how slow she's charging. She's dead. She's done for. And we have this state, this incapacitation state that makes it extra cruel when you have to deliver the finishing blow. Also, you're not allowed to run away because that would be weird. Like you just leave someone for dead. So yeah, we add 1,000 gold to your inventory. I guess it's a mocking amount of gold because you can't do anything with the 1,000 gold. You also get a decent amount of experience, and you may notice that you're not allowed to continue. And as the tooltip says, you have to loot key items because, as I figured, it's entirely possible to just decide to not loot this because you're a tester and you want to break this game. So yeah, this is a way of forcing you to loot it. And I guess we could use it right now in the item manager. So we can equip our sword and armor. So yeah, we can also use Tome Smite. We can also use Tome Smite in battle, but I'll just use it out of battle. So you may notice that you're allowed to toss items, but yeah, you can't toss the Tome Smite, so that makes it impossible for you to get rid of this from any way aside from learning the spell. Which, that's otherwise, I don't want you to toss this because you need this. Well, you don't right now, but eventually if I decide to get my act together and make the enemies require smite, then you'll need this or else the game won't be progressible. So yeah, you can't toss it, so you have to learn it. Or you could just keep it in your bag, but that'd be weird. So yeah, we learned it. Tome Smite. It also adds a new resource to you, which is skill, which requires you to attack in order to fill it up. Which I think that's more, it's better than a mana system for now because, I mean, mana's, if your mana's high enough, it's basically, it's like your spells don't cost anything and then they just replace attack. But in this case, you have to switch alternating between attacks and spells. Well, I mean, there is a mana system. There is a mana resource, but giving the main character skill seems to be very good because mana is a fairly boring thing. Unless I figure out a way to make it more interesting. So we haven't actually found the place that we're trying to find. So I'm hoping we don't get unlucky and never find it. Also, every attack has an 80% chance to miss, but spells can't miss. So I guess that's one more reason why spells are better, because they can't miss. Unless if I make it so that they can miss. So we're gonna level up again, and intelligence. Alright, we got 9 intelligence. That means Smite is gonna hit for 9 plus intelligence, so it's gonna hit for 18. That's pretty hard. Hopefully we find it soon, because otherwise I can't progress. Also, to ensure that you have ample healing items for the boss, all bishops drop apples. So you don't have to rely on Maple, who may or may not be dead. But yeah, these guys fall pretty quickly. I didn't consider this. Of course, then again, I am pretty high leveled. Well, I can't level up anymore though. Oh boy, hopefully I find that place. Where's my spell? Oh yeah, well, I mean, if you get them to when they transform into a regenerator, it's probably a good idea to smite them, because they'll actually regenerate health. All right, come on, we really need to find that place. Starlight Temple. Anytime now. Hopefully I didn't find it already and didn't notice. That would be sad. And I forgot to loot an apple. Oh boy. Alright, there we go. We finally found the temple. Which means we can progress this game. How many apples do we even have? Probably a lot. Oh, I didn't notice. We're 32 out of 33. I thought we could level up. So yeah, we can go to the temple and fight the only boss for this game and complete the demo. So yeah, it's we got 3 bishops. I mean, you could kill these guys without your skill, without your spell. Maybe. Actually, I don't think you can, because I think I intentionally added 3 so that they'd heal each other. But you can critically strike them, which instantly kills them, which sort of defeats the purpose. But yeah, I'm really trying to tell the player, hey, you're supposed to smite these guys. I guess I'll find I'll try to make it more important. And since each of these bishops drop an apple, you get a lot of apples, which is perfect because there's a boss fight about to play out. So after that, we have the hallway, which there's some ominous music. This is a lot like the Mega Man like hallway before you fight a boss, and other pre-boss environments, I guess. Yeah, there's supposed to be some ominous sounding stuff. It's like, oh hey, if I proceed deeper, probably bad stuff's gonna happen. So yeah, we have Kitsune, you know, the boss that killed the guys with that back turn counterattack spell. So hopefully the player still remembers that, because if they don't, they're gonna be in a world of hurt unless they put all their points into vitality. I guess a way to make the player know about this is I could have the cutscene where the guy dies be here, so it's more recent to the player. Well, yeah, she calls you out on killing Maple because you did something bad. I mean, she wasn't doing anything bad aside from keeping you from seemingly progressing in the game. And I could level up right now, but I'm too far away. Oh well, alright, I designed this game. Surely I will have no troubles with this boss. And we have this super cool boss subtitle thing, which I think is amazing. So yeah, first boss of the game. I guess I'll check her. She also works on a skill system, which I guess is cooler than just having her cast her counterattack every N attacks, since this sort of makes it more obvious to player. So the idea is you're supposed to attack her. You can't attack her when she's turned around because she'll counterattack you, and I'll attack her once when she's turned around to show it off. When you get her to certain milestones in health, she'll summon bishops to heal her, so you should probably kill them. But since attack is very unreliable, what I'm trying to get the player to do is smite the regenerators, which is also supposed to teach a bit about target selection, because if you attack Kitsune, you're not going to get anywhere since she has 2 healers healing herself. So yeah, I'm going to show off. Hopefully I don't die. Let's eat an apple just to be safe. Also, I forgot how much damage I made her thing do, so hopefully it's not too much. Alright, turn around, and we can attack her. Yeah, it's pretty hefty, and you can take damage multiple multiple times from that. So hopefully you read the text box and know that you can't actually attack her when she's turned around. So yeah, that's pretty much it. She'll summon more healers at another milestone. So yeah, since she does so much damage, it also teaches you to use your items. And we do all of this without a tutorial, so I think that's pretty amazing. It's a technique, I forgot what it's called. Instructive boss design, I think. Or well, it's actually called instructive level design. But I mean, this is a boss teaching you mechanics without a tutorial. So, instructive boss design. That's what I'm gonna call it. You have to learn target selection, and you have to heal yourself when you get too low, which I don't think any of the other enemies actually make you wanna heal, because they don't do enough damage. And you know, it also teaches you that some enemies have some counterattacks, so you have to wait it out. So yeah, when we get her to 20 health, she runs away. We can actually get her to 1. She's actually programmed to not die, so because that would be pretty awkward. She's supposed to run away. So as you can see, she runs away. You can't even, it's not possible to kill her. You could hack the game and do like 1 billion damage, but she's programmed to not die even if she hits 0 health. So yeah, she doesn't drop at these apples. These are from all of her healers, but these items aren't useful because we've already beaten the game pretty much. So yeah, now we can progress. She runs away, and now, I mean, there was one person who thought they could get further, but this is pretty much the end of the game. These guys are here just to prevent you from progressing, and they're pretty amazing in that they don't have health. So, I mean, they can take damage, but they have no health, so they're actually immortal. They're programmed to be unkillable. So let's run away, and that's pretty much it here. I guess we could save and exit, but there's not really much of a point. And you know, I tell you that you completed the demo, so yeah, I'm not gonna save. Alright, so that's the normal way to go about things. You kill Maple for the tome, but there's actually a different way, which is it's not really obvious, but you can, and this is like the pacifist run in Undertale. You can get by without killing Maple, but you still have to fight Kitsune because I didn't think that far. I guess it's not really a pacifist run. It's more of a being nice to some people run. We'll skip all this because. So this is round 2. Hopefully we find Maple soon. And by find Maple soon, I mean hopefully we find a knight because we actually need money to do this. All right, well we found Maple. That's great. We can't even do anything. At least we found Temple first, though. That's pretty nice. Alright, we got Knight. Hopefully he randomly gives us 5 gold because we need it. Right? Oh my god, 2 gold. Alright, let's hopefully we'll get the gold we need. So yeah, I guess it's okay that it's a lot less obvious because I mean, lots of games have the good option, like the perfect ending route, like be not very obvious. All right, now we have hopefully we find Maple soon because we are gonna need to spend this gold. Hopefully it happens. All right, well we found the pair that we can't kill. Alright, there we go. We found Maple. So we can buy something from her, which is she has 2 prerequisites to becoming your buddy, basically. So first step is you have to buy some item from her, which the easiest item to buy is the apple since it's the cheapest. So yeah, we buy an apple. The second prerequisite is you have to talk to her a lot. So you may notice that some of these are really oddly spaced, and that's because asking her about some stuff will open up additional dialogue options. So I don't think this one actually does anything. It's we have some info dumping in the form of optional text. I guess it's not an info dump because I think info dumps, for something to be an info dump, you have to actually force the player to see it. This is more like side stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna read all of this. She's got this snide attitude, I guess, because she's super bored being a shopkeeper and all. Also, we have some ambiguous questions. Oh man, I accidentally hit something. Good thing we have a skip all button. Oh yeah, someone asked about this. So you may notice that if you skip all with if you noticed when I skipped all in the initial cutscene between the Kitsune and the question mark guy, it actually played out all the events. Yeah, it actually played out all of the events, but when you skip all for Maple, it doesn't skip everything. It just ends the conversation immediately. Which I could have sworn I fixed that, but apparently not. I guess it's not too big of an issue. But yeah, maybe I should. Could have sworn I did it. I guess I'll have to look at the code again. So yeah, I would skip all of this, but actually I could totally skip all of this. You know what? I'm gonna skip all of this. You ask her what kind of name. She has a sister named Willow, but her sister's doing more cool stuff. Something about a keeper. I forgot what I wrote here. Good thing the first thing she says is pretty much a summary of the rest of the stuff she says. Alright, I think keeper's the last thing. And I guess we can ask her why it's expensive. Yeah. Alright, that's cool. So those are the two prerequisites. I really try to hint to my testers, try to throw a hint out to my testers that that's how you're supposed to do it. And then afterwards they got stuck trying to figure out what else they're supposed to do. And as it turns out, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to leave. Because she'll actually tell you to wait up. Which I guess that's pretty bad. I should probably make her automatically interrupt you at, like, the moment you go back to the main screen. Or maybe right after you fulfill the prerequisite, she just starts talking to you about, hey, here's that book. Yeah. Also, you may be wondering what happens if your inventory is full. She'll just use the book on you. So yeah, I even consider that that is a possibility. So yeah, now you got the tome. Unfortunately, she wasn't nice enough to give us some weapons, so that's pretty sad. Yeah, we should probably use this. Of course, something really nasty you can do to Maple is, since she's your buddy, she's not exactly putting up her guard when you bring out your weapon. So she's got this unaware buff, which it used to have a tooltip, but I couldn't get that to work for WebGL, so I scrapped it for now. So yeah, you can actually do a total betrayal kill on her, which it'll instantly kill her, which is pretty mean. But it's also a great way to get items, because she has the two weapons, so we're gonna do that, even though it makes me feel terrible. And we missed. Maybe I should have something special said if you missed. And we missed again. Wow. This game just does not want me to win. Some items. Alright, yeah. It does critical damage, just like in Undertale. And, you know, to make it extra cruel, we have the incapacitation, and kabam, she's dead. And we do this because I'm too lazy to grind up for the armor, and the armor really just makes the boss way easier. I mean, we already showed it off, so I guess I'll show how overpowered Vitality is. How do I equip stuff? Oh yeah, item manager. Alright, time to take a snooze. I don't actually know why I allow you to eat apples. I guess if you want to save time, you could eat apples instead of sleeping. But nothing really, there's not really a day limit, it's just there to track stuff. So yeah, I'm about to demonstrate how overpowered going full vitality is. We didn't use the book, did we? Alright, just kidding, we used the book. We're gonna kill all these guys. Loot their apples. I don't think we're gonna need it. Alright, so we're gonna pretend we're a very... Oh yeah, she's gonna... I guess you're not gonna find out what she says if you don't kill Maple. Alright, we're gonna pretend we're someone who's really quick on their feet and they don't want to read anything. I don't think it's possible to rush her down, because I used to spawn only 2 bishops and then two knights, but then it made it really easy to rush her down. So I gave Kitsune, I made her spawn more enemies. That healer. Hopefully, alright, yeah, it's definitely not possible to, because bishops move really quickly. They charge up really quickly, which makes it really hard. And there's that special text that happens if you decide to attack, if you're attacking inefficiently, she'll comment on how you're not using spells. Which I think an easier way to check that is just check to see if you attack her at 2 skill. So yeah, that's also her calling you out for not being efficient. Because, you know, if you attack only, it's fairly predictable. Is it actually possible? Alright, just kidding. We ran out of items. I have no idea how that one tester managed to make this work. Like, beating Kitsune while avoiding boss mechanics. Oh man, it's getting slow. Yeah, WebGL is not too great for performance. Okay, so Kitsune flees from battle, but it's not over yet because the 2 regenerators are here, which totally ruins the moment. Alright, well, we got him. I'm not gonna loot anything because it's over. It's pretty much the same. So yeah, that's my rundown. I'm currently working on version, I guess I'll call it 1.1, where there's a lot more improvements. Right now I'm just working on the UI, but I'll probably throw in some improved game mechanics. One thing that I particularly don't like is how the text-based RPG doesn't really work if you have to rush through the battles, since they're all active time-like. So I think I'll just switch back to turn-based. It'll also make it way easier to balance stuff because I want to factor in your reaction time into stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching my developer commentary on this game. I don't think anyone's gonna watch the whole thing because it's 36 minutes long. That's pretty long. Alright, well, I'll see you later for 1.1. Anytime now.